Hello everyone and welcome to a day in my life as an self-employed clay artist. A secret you guys might not know is that I am a very unorganized person, so at the end of every single day my table ends up looking like this. So the first thing that I do in the morning is clean up my table, and after that I quickly pack up all the orders that I have assigned for that day. Here are some of the charms that I will be shipping today, and this is how I usually pack all my orders. So all my charms go into this plastic film to protect it from any humidity or moisture during the transit. All my keychains are partially waterproof because I add a layer of lacquer to make it waterproof and shiny. But the clay itself is biodegradable, so I do like to add that extra layer of protection. Secondly, I pack them up in sturdy cardboard boxes, and I use a combination of crinkle paper and bubble wrap so that the charms does not get damaged during transit, because we all know how courier company handle the parcels. Lastly, I seal it all up with a thank you sticker. I also add my business card and some glitters. I will also acknowledge the fact that my packaging skill is not great, but just know that I do it with lots of love and care. The last step is to put everything inside a polymail, and for bigger orders I normally skip this. Also, you can see me watching true crime documentaries early in the morning, and I don't recommend it. Maybe try seeing something positive, but since it's Stephanie uploading it, I will see it. Anyways, after I was done packing all the smaller orders, I moved on to the bigger orders like trinket dishes and cake boxes, for which I use these bigger boxes that I have been saving up. If you're a new small business owner, then one of the most cost-effective and eco-friendly way to ship your orders is to reuse boxes instead of buying boxes in bulk. The last step is to print out all the shipping labels. If you guys don't know, I use an app called ShipRocket to ship all my orders, and the app provides you with a label which contains all the customers' information and order information, and you need to print it out and stick on your parcels. As you can see, this step is very boring, and also I get very anxious while doing it, because if we interchange the labels, the customer will also be getting wrong orders. So I'm always double checking to see if the right label is added to the right order. But finally all the packing was done, and here I'm just having my breakfast while watching Rotten Mango, and after that comes the fun part, which is sculpting. As you can see, I am separating the dried charms and keeping them in a separate box so that I can make space for the new charms that I will be making today. And I'm starting the day with a completely new design that I have never made before. So there is this frog cat meme that I have been seeing on my Instagram for a while, and I wanted to recreate it with clay. I feel like I need to show you guys my inspiration pictures more often now, because some people in my comments have been accusing me of copying and stealing other people's ideas. So just know that this design was inspired by a cat meme that I have been seeing for a while. Once the cat's face was done, I moved on to make the frog's face, which was actually very simple. Anyways, once my kitty head was done, I moved on to the body. A lot of people ask me how my clay charms look so similar to each other, and that's because I use a small weighing scale to measure out the proportion of my charms, which you might have already seen in a lot of my videos. So usually for the head I would take 4 grams of clay, and for the body I will take anywhere between 4 to 5 grams of clay. And this is the same proportion that I use in most of my charms, and that's why my charms look so similar to each other. Whether it be a cat, whether it be a bunny, I always try to make it the same proportion. Finally, I am finishing the cat by adding a small little bow and also making its hands, and then I can move on to the next charms. So next I am making some Miffy charms. I am so happy that Miffys are getting the recognition that they deserve, because in my school none of my friends seem to know about Miffy. And I really don't understand how they don't know Miffy, because I remember seeing it every single day. But anyways, I'm happy that Miffy finally got its spotlight back, and I have been seeing so many artists, especially crochet artists and clay artists, making their own versions of Miffy. And so I decided to make my own versions as well. Next, I'm just adding a little bit of blush using chalk pastel and a fluffy brush. And after that, my Miffy head was finally done. Here are all the charms that I had made till now. And I also have these 2 Miffy heads that I need to complete. But for now, I'm just going to leave them here and go and make my lunch. I am just making instant noodles today because I was really very hungry. But don't worry, I don't eat instant noodles every single day for lunch. Also, I added a little bit of chili crisp to my noodles, and it was so delicious. I always eat my Maggi with a fried egg, so I quickly made that too, although the egg was broke like me. But still, it was really delicious, and after that I started writing up all the orders that I need to complete that day. Even though the information is available on my phone, when I write it down, I feel like I set a goal for myself. and so I always do that before I start any orders. The first charm I'm making today is a Studio Ghibli character called No Face, and I'm using black clay for it. I definitely suggest using tube acrylic paints whenever you're trying to color your clay into black or red or any saturated colors. Next, I molded the clay into an egg shape, and after that I'm adding the face to it. I think it's called the face because it's called No Face, but it literally has a face, so I don't know what it's called. But here is how it turned out. I think it looks very cute. Next, I'm going to make some lemon bear charms. Of course, I'm starting with the head first, and after that I made tiny balls of clay to make the ears, and I'm attaching everything using glue. It's very important that you glue every single part together because these are really tiny fine details. Also, watch me struggling to fix the eyes of the bear. A lot of things were going wrong today for some reason, and I was getting frustrated, but then I calmed myself down because clay art or any art in general is a work of patience. I hope it didn't sound cringy, but all I'm trying to say is that even though a particular art is easy or looks simple to do, you still have to be very patient while doing it, especially with miniatures like this. Moving on, I made the body for my bear, which I'm attaching again using some glue. Next, I am making a tiny bow, which I then will be attaching to my teddy. As you can already tell, I love adding little bows to my creations, and so this mold that I got from Polymer Clay Corner has been really helpful for me. Finally, all that was left to do was to add the little legs and the hands, and the leg fell off, but don't worry, I fixed it. As an artist, I have the ability to fix everything except my life. But jokes aside, I then finished the teddy by adding some final details like a lemon slice and a little bit of shading to the flowers because I wanted the flowers to look more or less like sunflowers. But after adding all those final details, I let all my charms dry up, and in the meantime, I completed some cake box orders that I had. So I quickly filled my piping bag with fake frosting, and this is the nozzle that I use for 80% of my cake boxes. So then I quickly started working on all the cake box orders that I had for the day. The bases are already made using resin a day prior. And so now all that I have to do is to do the piping design and then add the characters on top. Also from the video you can guess that I am an average cake decorator. So if there is any baker from Kolkata seeing this, and if you guys need a part-time cake decorator, please contact me. I really want to work in a bakery. But jokes aside, moving on, I started piping on this trinket dish as well because this trinket dish also has a whipped cream border. I recently have been getting a lot of comments where people are asking me what do I use for the fake whipped cream, and all I'm going to say is you guys are not watching my videos because I literally have 2 full detailed videos, so you guys can check them out and hopefully there I have answered all of your queries. Anyways, after the cream border was done, I added some cherries on top, and here is one of the cake box that I made today. But after the cake boxes were done, I quickly worked on some more orders and some new charms. I could not film a lot of these videos because it was getting really dark. But moving on, in the evening I gossiped a lot with my cousin sister who is not showing her face in the video. I also did some photo shoot with my YouTube silver button because I wanted to post it on my Instagram. My cousin sister was there to hold the props, but most of the time she was just disturbing me. But anyways, that's how the evening went by, and here are all the charms that I made during the time lapse that I filmed. I made this BT21 chimi and it turned out so cute. One of my favorite things that I made today are these capybaras, and while I was filming those, I realized how beautiful the golden hour looked. The whole room had this golden shine. It was 4 p.m. at this point, but the golden hour was so beautiful, and here is me realizing how beautiful the sunset is looking. So I just quickly decided to do a photo shoot for my new charms that I have been making. I had to do everything very quickly because I knew that the sun will be setting down in the next 30 minutes. So it was a very random photo shoot, but honestly I love it. The time right before the sunset is so beautiful because the sun rays are softer and almost gives a shiny effect. And then I'm not sure what I'm doing exactly in this clip, maybe praying God for this type of sunset every single day. But anyways, that's how the day ended, and that's where the video should have ended as well. Because at night I don't film anything because the lighting is not great, and I kind of get very lazy and tired by the night. But today I decided to do it, but I think the luck was not in my favor. Because as you can see, I spilled resin everywhere. And you cannot tell, but as I'm mixing the resin, I was actually crying in the background. I could not film anything, but here is everything that I made using resin. And that's how the night ended. But anyways, new days, new beginning. Although I broke this dusting brush early in the morning, so we are not off to a great start. But as always, I'm excited to create new things, film new things, and also very excited to see you guys in my next vlog. Till then, take care, stay very happy, and bye bye.